When Samson was vexed by that woman, Delilah, when he was vexed day and night by her continuance badgering him, asking the secret of his strength, when he gave her the secret of his anointing, why he had his strength because of the anointing, and she called for the Philistines, and they had their money in their hand to pay Delilah for her betrayal. They shaved off his hair, which was from the Nazirite vow. He had never had it cut. It was not only symbolic, it was real. The length of his hair was the symbol of not compromising or sinning against his vow, the Nazirite vow, which was to drink no wine, etc. When his hair was cut, they took him away. The Philistines took him away, and they bound him with brass fetters, plucked out his eyes, and made him grind in the millstone. After some time, the Bible says his hair began to grow. Now what's significant about that is that he had renewed his vow. He said, "Let me avenge myself for my 2 eyes from those bastard Philistines." God heard his prayer. And when the lords of the Philistines, the captains and all their wives, had a great big Super Bowl, they called for Samson to give them sport. And when they brought him out, he was a haggard-looking old man. He had judged Israel 20 years. He had slain 1,000 with the jawbone of an ass. But because of a woman who had a Jezebel spirit, he was seduced into losing his anointing. And he had the strength just like any other man. But little did they know that he had renewed his vow. God had heard his prayer. He said, "Let me avenge myself for my 2 eyes." So when they made sport, he asked the little boy to guide him to the main pillars of the dome where their god Dagon was. And they were drinking and making merry and making fun. And he cried out, "Let me die with those bastard Philistines." And the strength of the Almighty came through his body, and he bowed down with all his strength. And those pillars that were holding up that Super Bowl was brought down, and everybody was killed, including Samson. And more were killed on that day than his whole ministry life of fighting the Philistines, because the day of the Lord was there, and the strength of the Almighty was in operation. Let me die with the Philistines. And so it was. Samson died a hero in heaven.